So the vicious stabbing of Foolio's killers is the most tightly kept secret in the Florida Department of Corrections right now. And I'm here to tell you that there is new evidence circulating that even though some people said it's cap, apparently one of Foolio's killers, perhaps the most famous one, perhaps the most pathetic one, is in critical condition fighting for his life as we speak. I know they said it was cap. They said it wasn't true. They said, oh, it wasn't this person, it was that. Well, that apparently, rumor has it, okay, Sean Gathright is fighting for his life in critical condition. That's what I'm hearing, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Don't stab the messenger either. All I'm going to say is that there's a lot of talk going on right now, and I'm going to fill you in on everything that is being said in this video. So this was going around, all right? Because initially people were saying it's cap, it was Ghost, and it was Sean, and then now they're saying, okay, it was going around. They said it's not Ghost, but it was Sean. I got the wrong call, but I'm going to keep you posted. They got to go. Long live 6. That was Treyboy36, okay? Treyboy confirmed that it was Sean, not Ghost. When people were saying that it wasn't happening or it was cap, it was cap, apparently, that both of these guys got stabbed at the same time in a goddamn Breaking Bad type coordinated hit. We then got another update from ATK Queese, who basically would publicly react to the reports surrounding Sean getting stabbed in this clip that's going viral on r/Duval County. Says Queese speaks on Sean getting stabbed. This is what was said.
You got to tell them your opinion, nigga. Appreciate that, Ginger. What's your opinion?
Like, no sugarcoat and shit, cuz. Like, I don't know Sean. So y'all be saying it on my live like I don't know him. Like, I'm not saying it on no funny shit. I don't know him. Like, I never see him face to face. I never had a conversation with him. I don't know.
So you saying, so we gonna go ahead and put it on the floor. So you saying he was out this bitch clout chasing?
I don't know, Jit.
Imagine sliding for some niggas and they ain't even claiming you. Boy, your ass just went out so bad.
Oh,
you just went out bad.
He ain't slide for me. He ain't slide for nobody around me.
Boy, you just went out bad, cuz.
He ain't slide for nobody around me. Listen, chat, I don't know him, bro. I don't know dude at all, bro.
What the fuck?
I don't know, bro. So my opinion on him getting, y'all saying he got stabbed in jail. Listen, all I can tell the next man, bro, is like my uncle told me, if you ever get in a situation where you get fucked up in a jam, stand on all 10. You a man. You don't be looking for no help. Stand on all 10.
Y'all he's trying to distract her, chat. Keep going through the distract.
So listen, man, they're saying Cracker got life for absolutely nothing. Queese a real dude that always kept it 100. They're saying, Car, how long this WAP dude going to get away with this stuff? Where are they getting on live defending themselves against this dude? Says, of course he doesn't know him. He was a hired hitman. They're saying, just got a Zay HB from school. So it's saying, bro, acting like Sean hanging out with Queese, Ace, and all of them. Saying it's because he was with the younger crowd. It says, Sean clearly was Zay's homie, and that's why nobody respected his hand. Yes, he shot shit, but for what? For Zay's broke ass, and how that shit work out for you? Saying that man had his chain tucked. Saying, why the F would he claim knowing somebody that killed their ops so that they can get indicted? Queese doing what he's supposed to do. The other cuz on some police stuff. All right. It says it ain't shit happening if Queese was to claim this man. He already claimed real members that got bodies in the war. If Sean was a real member, he would have claimed him, and them dudes don't got shit to do with that anyway. So they're basically saying that nobody respects Sean. All right. Nobody respects him as a member of the gang. He was sliding for a crash dummy that wasn't necessarily the highest ranking member of ATK anyway. All right, this is another post. It says, real crash out dummy Sean. ATK Queese speaks on the rumors that Sean Gathright was stabbed in jail. Says no one in ATK knew him or ever had a conversation with him. Was sliding on Foolio for clout. Says, and in Sean's music video that was floating around, he was making fun of his ops for not having a switch, but Sean was using his mama's guns. He probably never even had an op either. Haha. All right, this is savage. This is savage and tragic. They're saying Sean a goofy. All right, how did he even get in contact with 1200 and Gutter? Says his sister was the girlfriend of Gutter Zay. That's how they met. So this dude spinned on his sister's boyfriend ops. That is crazy. That is, I can't lie. That's some different level of just burnt out. I mean, Sean is a whole goofy, but y'all should be showing him some respect. He did what y'all been trying to do for damn near a decade. This is why I say his family failed him, because his sister introduced him to a guy, which shows that he wanted to be what his sister looked up to, a bad boy street dude. Women only mess with dudes. They look up to, or dudes that's throwing money at them, and well, Gutter, I ain't have no money. And like with any gang, you got a prospect. So you start out putting in work until you become a member. Biker gangs do that shit. They let prospects go down, don't do shit for him too. Prospect gets in trouble. They leave the prospect out to dry, and they want to see how he handles doing time, and is he going to rap? And now what it is, his dad is clout chasing with his son being in prison. I'm 100% certain if they went on the hit without Sean, they had got Foolio and never got caught. Also, Ace is stupid as fuck, because this is all the more reason for Sean to start snitching and saying who pushed for what and paid for what in the hit. Low-key, he probably did think having that rep of "I'll call my brother" was nice. It says, did you watch the trial? Because all the evidence said everyone talked. Sean was the least talkative about the situation. Isaiah Chance was likely the prior to crime leak. Bro, the grammar, like the spelling, grammar comprehension in the subreddit is under the jail. Then the phones being in the area, cars and license plate directed them to Sean's home. Home video security system showed who rode in the car. License plate readers located cars traveling together, Airbnb and messaging. It was a lot. But ultimately, law enforcement was dogged about solving this crime and having someone to do time because they brought extreme violence to Tampa. All right, I ain't going to get into the whole RICO argument, but basically that is what that is. Now, around the time of the alleged stabbing, okay, Sean's sister actually made a post. Bear in mind, she's the one that got him locked in with these dummies, right? Posted this. It's just us against the world. She posted it and deleted it, a picture of her and Sean, all right? If you wasn't messing with the big bad gangster, all right, he would have never gone on this stupid drill and he would have never thrown his life away, okay? This is low key. I'm not going to say it's her fault, but like you in the 6 degrees of separation. Saying, bro, look frail as hell. I hope you know jiu-jitsu or something. I don't think he does, all right? If she didn't introduce him to Gudazay, he would be out today. Says, nah, he was itching for a name. He still would have ended up in prison. So yeah, blaming her for him is wild. They're saying this pic old. It's been on her IG. People saying they don't see it on there. For real, I thought they took it yesterday. Sean's not out. So I remember her posting this weeks ago, but okay. People saying it's lies. I don't know if this got reposted. It was a repost and delete. Now, shout out to my guy, Blackie Speaks, one of the most legendary hip-hop YouTube commentators, been big in the game for years. All right, good friend of mine. He actually revealed that he had gotten in touch with the FDC to try and find out what happened to Sean in his video on the topic. Check this out.
Now, a few months ago, we covered the story of Sean Gathright, a young man who seemingly had everything going for him. He was young, came from a supportive family, and according to the people around him, had opportunities to build a completely different life. Instead, he turned to the streets and participated in the calculated murder of Jacksonville rapper Foolio. Sean was ultimately convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. At only 20 years old, he's now in the custody of the Florida prison system, where he is expected to spend the remainder of his natural life. But the other day, a disturbing rumor began circulating online. Several accounts claimed that Sean Gathright had been stabbed behind bars, with one blogger even claiming that he was in critical condition. Now, full disclaimer, this remains an unconfirmed rumor. I looked into the claim and tried to determine whether there was any validity to it, but I could not actually find a report from law enforcement, the prison system, his attorney, his family, or any established news organizations confirming that an attack occurred. I even contacted the Florida Department of Corrections directly and asked whether Gathright had recently been involved in a stabbing or any other serious assault while in custody. As of recording this video, I have not received a response,
So look, they're probably not trying to release this because this is a well-guarded secret, but it is believed by some people that it's true and that he's in critical condition. So let me tell you some more stuff. Trial TV Live contacted the Florida Department of Corrections Public Affairs team and specifically asked whether the reported incidents involving Sean Gathright and Rashad Murphy had occurred. This is their reporting.
Rumors are spreading online claiming that Sean Gathright and Rashad Murphy were stabbed while in Florida Department of Corrections custody. Right now, we have not found any official statement, credible news report, or first-hand source confirming that anything happened to either man. And there's an important detail that makes us especially cautious about this rumor. Sean and Rashad aren't housed together. They aren't even in the same part of Florida. Sean is currently at the Central Florida Reception Center in Orlando. That's an intake and classification facility where inmates are evaluated before receiving their long-term prison assignments. Rashad has already moved beyond that stage. He is currently housed at the Walton Correctional Institution in Defuniak Springs in the Florida Panhandle. That is Florida DOC's highest regular custody classification and generally means tighter supervision and security restrictions. It can affect where an inmate is housed, how closely he is supervised, and what movement or assignments he may have. Close custody does not mean Rashad is in solitary confinement, and it does not tell us that anything recently happened to him. It is a classification that can be based on factors including an inmate's criminal history and behavior while incarcerated. So, if these stabbing claims were true, we would be talking about two completely separate incidents at two different facilities. Yet the online rumor lumps Sean and Rashad together without providing any incident date, an original source, or any official documentation. Trial TV Live contacted the Florida DOC Public Affairs Office directly. We asked whether they could simply confirm or deny whether either alleged incident occurred. We did not ask about injuries, treatment, medical conditions, or private medical records. However, the person we spoke with refused to answer and cited HIPAA laws. That response does not confirm the rumor. It also doesn't tell us that the rumor is false. It only means Florida DOC would not give us an answer over the phone. We have now followed up with the department in writing. Until Florida DOC responds or credible documentation surfaces, these claims remain completely unconfirmed.
So they don't know for sure, but here is something very, very interesting. According to DJ Academics, he heard that Sean Gathright was actually in critical condition. Listen to this.
Sean Gathright and I forgot two of Foolio's killers, Sean Gathright and I forgot the other person. They were allegedly stabbed in prison, and some people actually believe that this is a retribution. I'm hearing Sean Gathright is in critical condition after getting stabbed in prison. I can't even say send my prayers to these guys. You know, these guys are brutal, inhumane criminals. Good for them. I wish I could say something else. Two of Foolio's killers.
So I don't know what his source is, okay, but Ak is saying that he's heard that he's in critical condition. And what's really interesting about this is around the time this news started going viral, okay, around August the 8th, 2026, multiple Foolio defendants suddenly disappeared from the Public Department of Corrections search. And the fact that they're quoting HIPAA laws, right, is quite interesting. HIPAA laws relate to healthcare. Okay, from what I understand, HIPAA laws are related to health information, right? It's a protection of privacy for all health information, right? Give patients the right to view their medical information, and it protects sensitive patient health data from disclosure. Now, if he hadn't been stabbed, in theory, it's not really a HIPAA violation to say no, he didn't get stabbed. If he's in critical condition suffering from multiple stab wounds, the condition of his body would probably be protected by the HIPAA law. So that's strike one. That's interesting. If they said we can't comment on it due to HIPAA laws, if they said that specifically, and now combine that with this, that their information is disappearing from the Public Department of Corrections search database. It says, so I think at least one of the Foolio killers really got touched. From everything I know about being in prison and friends in prison, if you look someone up by their DC number and they don't come up in the system on site, the feds plucked them. Outside medical and protection from the state. But yeah, I was on Reddit looking to see if it was confirmed or not, so I looked them boys up after DJ Academics said something about it. And yeah, Alicia and Davion and Zay aren't even coming up. If y'all try and look them up and they don't show up, they're either in super PC, only their family can call and find out the info, and they don't update the web on you anymore. Looks like everyone connected to the case is MIA on the database. Now, I wonder, is this because one of them is fighting for their life because they just got stabbed and the rest of them basically need that protection? They need that protection. Or is there another reason for this? Because they were in the database not so long ago. It says Ghost for sure got touched. 1200 would have been said something about that if he hadn't. Sean is the only one in speculation, really, because no one gives a F about him but his sister, and she ain't post no updates. They're saying Sean is more confirmed than Ghost. All right? They're saying Iron Rap got the wrong info. Treyboy, who's actually in jail, posted that Ghost got stabbed. People are saying it's the opposite. Right? Here's the thing. If anyone got touched, and as I said before, if you try and check in, they don't let you or kick you out the box when something happens. The Go Super Secret Service Protection Guard escort you around like death row inmate for a while, especially if they find out it's a bounty situation and everyone connected to the case got PC'd for months. Shit, I don't know if FDOC has a PC camp for them to get sent to. I know when I was there, the check-ins who got kicked out the box usually got sent to the RTU, Residential Drug Treatment Unit. Highly privileged, everyone in there has short time and non-violent drug charges, trying to get clean, learn how to stay clean. They get movies, DVDs, pizza, a microwave, a family night where your family can bring in home-cooked meals after the guards sampled and drug tested the food. Or faith-based or safe-based, aka Jesus Pod, extremely privileged dorms, same perks as RTU, and the church people can bring in all sorts of cool goodies that you can't buy in no canteen. Street food, pizza, McDonald's, Publix, chicken, so no one in those dorms are on action time. The PDFs live safely with the savages because the people who get accepted in the faith-based want the perks and they're on their best behavior. The who want easy time, like if the PDFs get touched and check in, they immediately get sent to faith-based, safe-based Jesus Dorm. Can we please just get some literacy lessons for the members of Duval County subreddit, for the love of God? But all the clue points to at least one got hurt, so full PC for everyone involved. Also, less likely they all got plucked by the feds and are being transferred and are cooperating and be sent to the local federal pretrial holding. There are only 2 in Florida, Orlando, and Miami. I say less likely because the FDOC page would say out of custody if the feds took them. This says Isaiah was moved to an undisclosed location on the 6th, according to Vine. It says, yeah, I can say for a fact it's high-risk PC, either credible hits on all of them, or they're all talking, giving up secrets, and the state doesn't want them to get hurt before the case. And since they took everyone, all 5 of them, they are about to be sent to the same camp. The men at least are treated like HVT. It's looking ugly for everybody involved. People saying, bro, they already hurt, and in PC, they better give the state something, because if let's say Sean can close 2 or 3 murders he didn't do, there's no help in Davion. I don't think he would ever turn to the state, but Ghost and the rest of them for sure seem like they would fold. And for the record, if the judge says I have an LWOP, I'm telling who stole chocolate milk in 1st grade everything I ever knew about until then. They give me a number that's servable, let me out. They're basically saying that, like, if you an LWOP, life without parole. They're saying that basically if the judge says, look, tell us everything that's ever possibly happened criminal that you know about, and you'll actually get a chance to get out, everyone's going to tell. Okay? They're saying SB on here a while ago posted about Alicia visits being restricted. Rashad probably still got that dead look, let me out and find a way, possibly got hurt and or telling. Davion probably killed an inmate, game never over. It says that's probably why Alicia went to the box. Something happened and it confirmed that everyone in the case had a bounty. So now that somebody has really been hurt, clearly they're all being taken off the database. Only way they get out back up is if they get released or die. They will be reposted as deceased and out of the custody date if that's out of the custody date is the day they died. And yeah, I think Davion is running the yard where he seems like he is unfuckwithable. We might not know much more till Monday. I don't hang on a sec. I don't wish this on my worst enemy, but they worked hard for it. 6-hour drive there and back, transactions, surveillance, cooked them, and it's no way out except death. Saying, bruh, I wish 1,000 times this on my worst enemy. You don't hate your haters enough. You got to fight harder, but not hard enough to get a life without parole. So people saying, not Davion, probably killed an inmate. Saying J. Dot is still alive. What's the point? It says J. Dot got nothing to do with this part. They're all in incredible threat PC. They get full guards to escort them during movement. If someone touches one and the state thinks there's a bounty on them, the FDOC site will not get any updates on them. J. Dot got bigger fish to fry because he sent them money for that house. I still hear Rico ringing TRL. I think maybe that's me. TLR says the same thing about Ace laying low until the Rico hits. I do think that there is a Rico brewing in the city. I'm not going to lie to you. But anyway, no disrespect. It says, speculation, ambush Team 5 moved to an undisclosed location. Something definitely happened, but so far nobody really knows exactly what. Alicia's still in confinement and can't have visits right now, but I'm not 100% sure if it's connected to the other 4. She also lost her game time 8 days and is now back to her original release date. Also, her Instagram was deleted around the same time she was placed in confinement, which is pretty suspicious. Isaiah has definitely been moved to an undisclosed location, according to Vine. All the DOC profiles are inaccessible, but Alicia's is still up. Maybe they'll remove it. Next update. It's possible someone is in critical condition, but that's only speculation at this point. I don't think Rashad got hit, at least based on what I've been able to find out. I also doubt this was a coordinated attack since they're all at different locations across Florida. Okay. So very, very interesting. As the CIA was impressed by their attacks, and now they're sent on assassination missions across the world. Okay, that's crazy. So 1090 Jake, my guy, big 1090 Jake, I'm rocking with y'all. If y'all rocking with me, that's my guy, okay? He just released a very big, very detailed and very good video on the situation because I know he had a little bit of time off. He is back to the content. He is uploading frequently, okay? So make sure you lock in with 1090 Jake right now, all right? He is going crazy with the content and he definitely is one of the greats to be doing this little thing of ours that we do here, okay? So he noted that none of the 4 defendants are appearing on the Florida Corrections website, as we saw, and apparently they're getting treated the same way as the Parkland High School shooter, Nicholas Cruz, who's in a Florida prison and is not on the website. So listen to this. This is crazy.
Now, one thing I do want to show y'all because I thought this was very interesting. We go on the Florida Department of Corrections website, Corrections Offender Network. We're going to go over to the inmate population. And if we type in Sean Gathright and we search him, no offender records were found that match your criteria search. That's very strange, right? So yesterday I did a video on K Shorty and the dude that he snitched on was named Roland Ball and he's got a life sentence. So when we search that, okay, boom, we got Roland Ball right here, right? Sentenced to life, got sentenced from Jacksonville, he's got murders, this and that, whatever. But let's do it again. Rashad, last name Murphy. Type it in. This isn't him. This is somebody else. Let's type in Chance. And you don't even have to put the whole first name. You can just put the letter, but his name is Isaiah Chance. That's another one of them. Nothing pops up. Let's type out the whole name. I don't even know how to spell Isaiah's name. But then you had Davion Murphy, right? Let's type in Davion Murphy. Submit. Nothing pops up. So the reason I want to show y'all this is because what they do in the Florida Department of Corrections, right? I'm going to show y'all this. Everybody remembers Nicholas Cruz, the school shooter, right? And aside from the fucking heinous crime that he committed, a lot of people were pissed off because of this. What prison is Nicholas Cruz at and why is his location hidden? The case of Nicholas Cruz, the Parkland school shooter, continues to attract national attention. While Cruz is known to be incarcerated, the exact location of his confinement is not publicly disclosed by the Florida Department of Corrections, right? So he's been placed in protective management. The FDOC maintains that the specific facility housing an inmate can change for security, safety, or administrative reasons. In Cruz's case, the department has not publicly disclosed the exact prison or unit in which he's being housed. This approach is not unusual for inmates who pose elevated risk due to notoriety, ongoing appeals, or potential safety threats. So when we type in Nicholas Cruz into the Florida Department of Corrections, again, nothing pops up. Nicholas Cruz is in protective management. We don't have.
So look, all right, 1090 Jake's basically about to explain that like the way that Florida uses protective management is different to protective custody. And he basically explains that like the entire group of Foolio's killers would likely have been placed in protective management if Sean and or Rashad were stabbed in a hit and that there was potential hits on the other members of the hit squad. So it sounds, I'll be real with you, just in my opinion, it sounds like this went down.
Have PC in Florida, it's called PM, protective management. Normally it's just confinement, but there are some compounds that literally have PM units where the whole dorm is full of PM, protective management, and they're separated from everyone else. You can look up anyone else on the Florida Department of Corrections, but you can't look up Nicholas Cruz. They won't tell you where he is. I'll say this. The fact that right now I am unable to look up any of the convicted killers of Foolio, aside from the girl, makes me think if 2 of them did get shot inside a prison, by shot I mean cut, stabbed, whatever, as a collective, the Florida Department of Corrections could have placed all 4 of them in protective management due to a clear safety fucking risk, right? If it's that evident that y'all killed a famous rapper and at any compound you touch down on, you could potentially get killed, all 4 of them could have been taken off the website. No one knows where they're at, placed in protective management. That right there makes me think something did happen. Because only a couple weeks ago, you could look all of them up and see their bald haircuts. You know, normally, even if you're getting transferred, it'll just show your mug shot and whatever prison you were at until you get to the new one, and then it updates. But the fact that you can't even look them up makes me think something happened. Now, are they in critical? I would have no idea. If they got hit and they had to be taken to an outside hospital, they'll be chained to the bed, you know, whatever will happen, and they'll be brought back to the prison, right? If they're healed up, they're just gonna go to a regular prison. They're not automatically gonna go to Lake Butler, which has a medical side. That's more so for people like on shit bags that have one legs, they're in wheelchairs, they're dying, they have cancer. Like, that's the shit you see on the medical units. So unless they have like some debilitating thing from the injury, no, if they're healed up, they'll go to another prison. Do we know if this happened or not? We don't. Will there be incident reports? 100%. But if they are being protected by the state of Florida now, like Nicholas Cruz, no one's going to get access to that information because it's a security risk. It's a safety risk. This is how real prison is.
So look, if anybody is an authority on this topic, it's Jake. All right, he been in them Florida prisons. Okay, he literally been in there. He been there, done that. So I do think that there is something fishy going on. I think it is possible. It's highly likely. It's probable even that one, if not more, of these fools that took out Foolio have been stabbed. And if I had to guess, it sounds like Sean might be in critical condition fighting for his life. It sounds like that's the most likely scenario that we're currently looking at. And I really don't have any sympathy. I'm sorry. He didn't look tough. He looked skinny as a twig. He didn't look like somebody that was putting up no fight in prison. He really should have thought about this before he murdered somebody in cold blood. It doesn't matter how many disrespectful music videos Foolio made. Okay? He didn't deserve to lose his life. Nobody can take lives or should take lives other than God themselves. All right? You can't play God and go out here and just murder your ops because of the music that you don't like the diss song that they made. Okay? I'm sorry, but that is just not cool. So, yeah, definitely them's the breaks. I ain't going to say get well soon. I ain't going to pray for Sean. Like, them's are the breaks. Rest in peace, Foolio. And yeah, as soon as I hear confirmation, I will let you guys know. But I feel like, based on what Jake said, we might never get official confirmation. And all of these people that were allegedly part of the Foolio assassination squad, they might be in protective custody for the rest of their lives, or protective management, as Jake called it. And we might never hear from them again. Oh well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.